Welcome back, everyone. My name's sorryannasaurus, and I'll be here with you for the next two runs. This is a cat percent run of Indivisible by Norimaki, and CorundumCore is commentating. So go ahead and take it away.
Yes, hello, my name is Norimaki SR, and I am going to do a very, very quick category in Indivisible that we call cat percent. I guess quickly, just to kind of preface it, it's a race, or not a race to, but a quick run to a super boss, and we're using a pre-made file. It is basically at max level for all of our characters so that we get the most DPS output. And yeah, this is quite an interesting one, so I'm purposely stopping myself right there because this is the official starting point. The tricky part about this is that it's difficult platforming, and you can't use all of your movement tech, even though you have all of it to get here. Corundum, can you help me out with this one? Because I'm going to go ahead and probably need to focus as soon as we start this. So,
Yep. I'll go ahead and give you a countdown as soon as you're ready. So let's do it on 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. So basically, we've got all of the movement tech from the entire game at this point. This is right at the end of the game, right before the final boss, and you just kind of backtrack to this secret boss. So we're going to be doing a couple of the dashes. So you have, at this point, 2 different dashes that you can do in any direction. So we're going to be chaining those together. The second, stronger version is what we use to actually go through those spike balls there. Unfortunately, hit one. That's a really tight window, so we're going to have to try and get over it again. I don't know if Nori's going to try and go through it.
Very brutal, unfortunately, and I didn't quite make that one.
I think there's only 3, maybe 4 checkpoints in the entire platforming section, and like we said, it's probably the most brutal of the entire game. And then we've got a very, very brutal fight at the end as well. This is a short category, but also just a very, very fun one. All right, made our way through that one. We're about to see one of the abilities that comes up in the game that's used much more frequently. Basically, we're going to be able to dash through a wall by hitting an enemy.
Well, if I can hit it.
With the arrow. Just barely missed it. That's okay.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Oh, it's being brutal today.
There we go.
All right.
That should not have taken me 3 attempts.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. And now we've just got the last little section. Really, really tight window to drop into the boss arena. Just gotta make our way along this top here. And then, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Indivisible, the combat is really interesting because it's set up, in my opinion, kind of like a fighting game where you have like a high, mid, and low attack. Oh, that's so brutal. You've got like a high, mid, and low attack for the 4 characters in your party. And we've got the team set up so that we can deal the most damage with mid or neutral attacks with each of the 4 characters. So you'll be seeing that as soon as we make our way back to the boss arena, which should be very shortly. Ooh, that was really scary.
I didn't think that one. I was not in position. This is the hardest bit right here, is making that last little trek into that part. The boss arena is right underneath that floor, but getting over there is so dang tight. There we go.
Nice. There we go. Okay. And now we are fighting the unknown Meowster. And so the combat part of this, or the offensive part of this, is really, really basic. We're just mashing all the buttons as much as we can. I really wish we had like an input viewer so you could see Nori just mashing away at all of the face buttons.
It's more impressive in the normal run because there's actual technique. In this one, it's literally just a mash fest, which is unfortunate. And the old strats for this actually did have a little bit of technique to it until the, maximum party situation came up. And then it kind of trivialized the fight in general, other than the blocking.
Yeah, we should talk about that. So, like, originally we would do this kind of like at the end of a run, we'd just do it with the basic end of run team that you would have. But the current world record holder, Classy, found a spot where you can grind to max level, and that's kind of what made the switch to us just doing the most damage with neutral attacks, because the super bar that you see at the top of the screen, the ED bar, allows for really powerful attacks, but unfortunately they're pretty slow. We should mention, though, that it is faster to use those ED attacks in the main story run because you aren't at max level yet. But at this point, just doing neutral attacks is fastest.
One more health bar, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the last one.
Right, so
just trying to.
Coming up in about 3 rounds. Maybe 4?
Yeah.
Well, more than that if I'm not going to be able to block.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't enough.
Just hoping for no Kamehameha.
Res here is a safety.
Focus.
The blocks on these earthquakes, that's the scariest one. Okay, one more round.
Alright. And there we go.
That's cat percent. Yep, that's the super boss. Just handled really quick. Normally I put this as in a donation instead of, but full run is around 2.5 hours, and it's a long one. Very rough on the hands too, because there's so many platforming elements, but the game is beautiful, and I recommend anyone and everyone to definitely look into this or get it out of your backlog and actually play it if you have it in there, whatever, but definitely look into it. And Corundum, thank you so much for commentating, because again, that takes a lot of focus.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you had a couple screw ups, but like it is a really difficult category to run and get a small low time in. Under 6 minutes is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. The platforming is brutal, and you saw, like, if you make just one little mistake, it adds up. So it is what it is. But definitely check this game out, everyone. Much appreciated. And I won't hold this up any longer. I know the previous run went over, and this one went a little bit over as well. So apologies, folks, but we'll get you back going shortly. I appreciate you having me.
Thanks so much. That was Norimaki and Corundum doing Cat Percent of Indivisible. We will be right back with Legend of Mana. For right now, though, me out.